Hello, this is Burton Doss with Malaco Records, and today I'm joined with a special guest, the legendary Harrison Calloway from the Muscle Shoals Horns rhythm section. And Harrison has a announcement he'd like to make. Harrison, let us know what's going on.
Oh man, it's a good thing. I'll be celebrating November the 6th, my 73rd birthday
Wow.
here in Jackson, Mississippi at Malaco Records. And I would just like to acknowledge to all your listeners and all my fans out there that have kept up with my arrangements on Malaco Records and throughout the different companies and societies and the people that I've worked with over the years. Especially, I'd like to remember the writers and the performers of here in Jackson and Malaco, Mr. Bobby Bland, Mr. Johnny Taylor, Z.Z. Hill, and Bobby Blue Bland. They were my favorite. But one of my most memorable writers was Mr. George Jackson. And this 73rd birthday party will be in memories of those great artists.
73 years, that's a long time. I know you cut some good music in those years. For some of the fans out there watching, can you let us know some of the songs that you've arranged, that you've played on, that people might have heard of?
Yeah, sure. For some of the older listeners, back in the day, I was at Tennessee State, and I graduated from Tennessee State, made Cal Alpha Psi Spring 60. But to answer your question, some of the artists that I worked with was Joe Tex, Skinny Legs, Don't Want to Dance No More with the Big Fat Woman. I also worked with the likes of Mr. Elton John. We was on a 72 tour with him where I played on Philadelphia Freedom. And Mr. Bland's Members Only, Z.Z. Hill's Down Home Blues, Johnny Taylor's Last $2, and a bunch of more. But those are some of my memories. Oh yeah, Mr. Z.Z. Hill, Down Home Blues.
Did you really? Wow. You know, I was listening to a radio show the other day, and they were talking about some older songs, and they played a song by the Oak Ridge Boys. Was it true that you played on the Oak Ridge Boys? That's a kind of goes different from the blues.
Well, see, when we formed the Muscle Shoals Horns up in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, I had a partner that played saxophone. His name was Ronnie Eads, and he kept telling me how great you are, Harrison, as a musician, a writer. He said, but we ain't making no money doing the blues. Say, we need to upgrade our repertoire by playing on some country songs. I said, well, Ronnie, why don't you go to Nashville and see can you solicit some clients? So he went up there and went to talk about how good we were and ran into the producer that was producing the Oak Ridge Boys. And some kind of way he talked them into letting us come up, and we did what we call head sessions. That means we just think of, so the producer looked at me and they played Elvira. I said, what the heck am I going to do behind Elvira with four horns?
Right.
So the bass player said, boom, 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 boom. So I told the baritone player to boom, 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 did it. Man, and the producer jumped up. He said, wow, that's a hit. 6 months later, we had all the country sessions in Nashville.
That's good. So you were talking about so you were the leader of the Muscle Shoals Horns. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Who else were members?
We have some of my closest friends, and quiet as it kept, we're all still around. Harvey, saxophone, he's from Tuscaloosa. He also went to Tennessee State. Ronnie Eads, and the newest member was Charles Rose, the trombonist.
Okay.
But that's the original Muscle Shoals Horns.
That's amazing. I know you've cut some good records and had some out with the Muscle Shoals Horns.
Sure, we had 3 albums. Born to Get Down, which went to #1. It was on Bang Records. We also had an album out at Monument Records, Shine On. And we had an album out with Areola called Doing It to the Bone, one of my great writing friends, Mr. Arthur Alexander. And but those albums did quite well for us. And also one of my mentors that got me into the arranging business was Mr. Rick Hall. And I would like to say thanks to Rick for giving me some insights on how to make my horns simple and make them say something when I was writing.
I agree. That's fantastic. You ought to, all these stories, you ought to write a book one day.
Quiet as a kept, Burton, I do have a book coming out.
Do you?
Yes, me and my co-writer, Mr. Bob Arnson, my lawyer, we're halfway through the book, and it's going to be titled Just Another Horn Player.
Okay.
And when you get off into the book and find some of the people that I played with and worked with, produced, co-produced, and wrote, you'll find out maybe that I'm just not another horn player.
That's fantastic. I know I'd like to read a copy, pick up a copy and read it. That
I'm
sounds
gonna sell
great.
you too, Bert.
Hey, that's all right. So again, so you got your birthday party coming up.
Yes.
Tell everybody about it one more time.
Okay, it's gonna be held here at one of the founders, one of the civil rights, back in the civil rights movement. You had Mr. Medgar Evers, and his brother, Mr. Charles Evers, kind of took over after that, and he has a radio station here called WMPR. Also, he has a club called E&E Blues and Lounge. So it's going to be held there November the 17th.
Okay.
Yes.
What time do you know?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, November the 17th. Well,
Yes.
I know you're excited about it. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be in attendance to celebrate with you.
Yeah, we have Val McKnight, Stevie J, Billy Soulbun, and a host of others, Vicky Baker, and a host of Little Miss Soul, and a host of others coming in to help me celebrate my 73rd birthday.
You think we might be treated by you getting up on stage one more time?
Well, I'll get up there, but only to make a little speech and to give a toast.
There you go. Well, good. Well, Harrison, thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you so much, Bird.
We appreciate your time, and we appreciate you listening and watching us on the Malaco channel on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Thank you.